Hello everyone, this is Wes Resells Everything. Welcome to the channel. So this video is a bit of a mishmash of two car boot sale buys, a little bit of a talk about how I document what I buy and sell, and also a little talk about consignment deals and the pitfalls of consignment deals, what to watch out for, what I've learnt doing them, what to avoid, and so on. So enjoy the video. We're back part way through to show you my spreadsheets, how I gather information and record information. Mostly sourced from car boot sales when they're on. Occasionally go to boot sales, and very occasionally I'll get a consignment deal where I will take items off someone rather than buying items off them. When they sell, I get a portion of the profits and they get a portion of the profits after postage, any kind of fees, etc, etc. So today, recording Wednesday's car boot haul. I say haul, it's not great. I'd say there was about 15-20 stalls and not many buyers. So anyway, let's show you what we got. So in no particular order, sorry, I'm using a lightsaber as a pointer. This saw, this Black & Decker saw, and this toaster made by Breville. So they wanted 10 quid each, but they took 25 for the three. Then we've got some vintage Meccano in there with a couple of instruction books. That was a £5. They wanted a tenner at first, but it came down to £5. And this, they wanted a tenner and they came down to £5. So he threw these little bulbs in. Curious thing that he said to me was, I said how much, and he said he wanted 10 for that and he wanted 10 for that. He as in another person, a third party. So was he working for someone? Don't know. Anyway, so got these flak jackets. Curious because it says they're made in Derby in England, and on the back of that one it says SWAT. So we got this for £1, that for £1, that for £1, and that for £1. Now this one, I only bought it for the case. There is a violin in here, but it's a very cheap crap one. Let's just use a horrible angle and unzip this. So I'm going to start doing more of these in this format, show you in the kitchen what I've got, and then I might tag potential sold prices for them when I edit the video. So don't know what that is, random thing in the box, but yeah, there's a cheap rubbish violin, but I'm sure someone will buy this for their kid that's studying the violin at school, so you can wear it as a backpack. That was really cool. These two belts, I bought these at the start of the boot sale. So we wanted £2 a piece, and I said, will you take 3 quid for the two? And he said, yeah. And then finally, Olaf. There we go. That was £1. So total spend, what's that? 25, 30, 35, 39, 3, 42, 43 quid. Well, like I say, really quiet boot sale, but there we go. So it's the 20th of May, Wednesday the 20th of May. I've got a load of other stuff here, which will be showing some of the bits of my stuff, tools and that. But that's for another video. And I will be publishing a video today that was from 2 car boot sales ago. The Sunday one. And then I need to, that stuff that I've just shown you was from Sunday just gone. So there'll be 3 videos coming out. I'll probably space them out a day apart or 2 days apart. And hopefully we can start getting more people to subscribe to the channel. So if it is the first time you've been here and you like this kind of content, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, completely free to do so, and hit the bell notification so you'll be alerted whenever a new video comes out. That's all from me. See you soon. Ta-da. So we'll do this in order of when I bought the stuff. So this big army backpack came with some webbing at the bottom of it. It's all in good condition, doesn't seem to be any tips or rips or tears anywhere, all loose stitching. So that was just £3. I'll put comps up on the screen of the last 5 if I can find them, items that have sold that are the same or very similar. Then we got this Nerf Fortnite bolt action rifle, that was £2. This giant Playmobil police station, that was a tenner, and she threw in that Diary of a Wimpy Kid book that she wanted £1 for. Oh, the Diary of a Wimpy Kid I've already listed hardback books as a collection, so I'll just add to that, which will make it easier to sell. I won't ask more money for adding that book, it'll just be easier to get rid of. These Blossom Cherry boot laces for like hiking boots, that was 50p. The massager, foot massager, that was a £5. Again, I'll show comps on the screen. Then we got these 2 camera battery chargers. We got a Canon one there, and what's that one?
How was he walking on the wall?
That's a Sony one. So it's just battery chargers. And then this Pentax camera, Pentax Zoom 90. And as you'll see on the screen, the prices were all over the shop. I think they went for between like 15 and 50 quid. I don't know, and they didn't seem to be like spares and repairs, they were all working, so it'd be interesting to look them up. Then we got this Waddington's table soccer. Doesn't show any kind of manufacturing dates on it because it's that old, but looking at stuff on eBay, again you'll see the comps on the screen. I believe it's from 1965, so a year before we won the World Cup. I say we, England. We got this massive depressed donkey, Eeyore. Now, he's lost his tail. He should have had a Velcro tail, but I knew about that when I bought it. I looked all over for the stitching, and I was like, no, stitching's absolutely fine. And then when I picked him up, I felt a big hole behind his ear, so that'll have to be stitched back up. I'm assuming people will buy it even with the damage, but I'm going to go over him anyway to clean him up. He'll probably sell for 5 to 10 quid as he is. I'll have to work out what difference it makes fixing the stitching, but I'm going to give him a clean anyway. These figures, oh no, not lastly, I've got 2 things. So these figures, apparently they were promotional Marvel figures. I asked her if they came with a magazine or anything, and she said no, they're just promotional things. Eagle Moss, I believe. See, it says Eagle Moss Publications, which makes me think they came with a magazine or a book. But they're all from 2016. She wanted 3 quid each, so it would have been 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, or 10 quid for the 5. And I said, will you take 8? She said, yeah. So again, I'll try and show comps as we go. And then lastly, this Lego box full of mostly Lego, I believe. Oh yeah, that box was just a £5. And you know how it goes with Lego. It's normally 10 quid a kilo. Something like that. I reckon there's about 3 kilos there, 2 kilos, something like that. But I'll soon get it shifted. So yeah, that's everything that I picked up today on a Wednesday. So let me know in the comments if you would have walked past any of this stuff, if you wouldn't have paid the prices that I paid, and let me know in the comments what you found recently at the car boot. especially midweek ones, because they're normally, well, half of the amount of stalls as a Sunday. So from me, Wes resells everything, and EO, I don't like YouTube. It's goodbye for me. Goodbye. So just to quickly show you, because I've seen this question asked on other people's reselling channels, this is how I show what I've bought. So you can see across the bottom of the tab I've got Car Boot, Charity Shop, Facebook Marketplace and other. So that's other pickups. So what I do is, because it's a pound entry, I add that pound onto the highest selling items. So I got these 3 for 25 quid, and then I've put the pound, included the pound. So 9 plus 9 is 18, plus the 8 is 26. So that's the 25 that I paid from plus the pound entry. And then I just break it down. So then, see, I've got 2 flak jackets. To distinguish them, I put flak SWAT, because one said SWAT on, and then flak other. This cricket bat sold straight away. Worked out I paid 3 quid for it because it was a bag full of cricket stuff. Date it was sold. Don't know if that's necessary, but I put it on there anyway. What I sold for it, what I sold it for, and then the profit. So there's a clever thing you can do on Excel. This isn't a tutorial. You can do it so that only when that is filled in and that is filled in, it fills in this column. So it works out. The rest of them you see are blank. If you do it without that little addition to Excel, you can look it up on Google how to do it. It'll have 5 there, and it'll say sold for, and that'll be blank, and the profit will show us minus £5. So it kind of muddies the waters a bit when you're looking back on it. Now, I've started to reward myself after a car boot if you're a vegetarian, cover your ears now. So I like to reward myself with some bacon on toast and a brew. That's my reward for doing the car boot. In the comments, I have brown sauce on my bacon butties. Now, let me know in the comments whether you agree it should be brown sauce, or if you're a spawn of the devil, put that you have tomato ketchup on yours. Okay, so I inadvertently deleted the video of me talking over a screen record that I did for this spreadsheet, but it's basically showing consignment deals. So this was my first consignment deal. You can see there in the totals, I made 403 quid, he made 268 quid. A lot of the things were hard to sell. They were like breakables, so like ornaments and stuff like that. You see examples there, Japan plate, and then you've got paperweight, didn't sell for much money because there's no maker's marks on there. So they were hard to sell. A lot of it was, well, it was all from his loft. So it's filthy, it needed cleaning up, photographing and posting on eBay. There were a few issues along the line, but I'll cover that like towards the end of showing you the spreadsheet. So you'll see in the bottom left hand corner it'll say consignment now ended. He agreed that if I give him half the remaining books, I can sell everything else to keep the profits. So you can see that column where it says books, 27 remaining. So he wanted them for a display. So he said I gave him the option of picking out half the books, and he said it's fine, just you pick out half of them. So I did, picked out a random half. But I did say to him there's one from 1948 or 1949, something like that. But it was battered, it was falling to bits. But he said, no, that'd be a great talking piece, so I'll have that one back. Fine, that's great. So I agreed to give him that. This one, odds and sods, it was in clean condition. I offered to go 50-50. But with this one, again, she asked for stuff back. You see in there, it's in red, it says return remaining items to customer. So again, I'll cover that at the end of the video. It just says paid out, yes. Later on, I started putting dates in there when I've actually made the payout. This one, the guy gave me some PlayStations to sell. He had a couple of PlayStations. In one of the PlayStations there was an actual game, disc only, so I sold that. And then even if it's a one-off item, I will put it in this spreadsheet. Xbox Series S, sorry, the little white one. It was a repair job, heavily liquid damaged, looked like a kid had spelt Coke all on the inside of it. Couldn't fix it, so I said to the guy, rather than me just bringing it back and you having a paperweight, why don't I sell it and we'll go 50-50. I can just bank transfer you the money then. So that sold for £62.50, giving us £31.25 each. So yeah, that's pretty much consignment deals. Oh, and this last one, you'll see that it says Mandy's share, giving a name away, but it's my sister, she'll be fine. So she was moving house and she asked me for what the stuff that she wasn't keeping, and I said no, I'll sell it and we'll go 50-50. Sorted. So on this one, you actually see the item date it was sold, and at the end when it was paid out. So we've each earned, when this was at the time of recording, we've each earned 229 quid each. Things like DVDs, you're not going to get much. So you've got DVD there, Man of Steel DVD, 90p, 45p each, because this is after fees and postage, etc. But you're competing with World of Books, We Buy Books, Music Magpie, people like that. They'll sell a DVD for £1.50 with free postage. So for me, second class large letter is £1.88, I think. So if I sold it for £1.50, I'm paying someone to take delivery of a DVD. So they must get big discounts on postage. It's the only thing I can think that makes sense. So yeah, that's that, showing you how I plot out consignment deals on a spreadsheet. So a few talking points. So in the first example, after I'd had the items for 2 or 3 weeks, he said a friend of mine wants the pasta maker. So the pasta maker, one of these where you get a sheet of pasta, you put it in and you turn the handle, it's a metal thing, and it cuts them into strips. Now it was full of old pasta that was matted, like stuck in the teeth of the turning mechanism, the cutting mechanism. So I had to clean it up, take photos, list it on eBay. So because it was my first consignment, I didn't want to rock the boat. I said that's fine, I'll drop it off. So I drove to the guy's house, dropped it off, and he gave it to his friend. The second time he contacted me about having an item back, his friend wanted a keyboard. Can't remember how many keys the keyboard was. But he wanted, his friend wanted it. So I said, that's fine, I'll send you the link to my eBay listings and he can buy it from there. That way you get your cut, I get my cut, he gets the keyboard he wants. And then he came back and said, actually, it's not the one he wanted. So there we go. And then the third time he asked for the books back. And I said, I'm sorry, no. I've listed them. It means taking them down, this, that and the other. And then I had a change of heart. So about a month after that discussion, I contacted him and said, look, you can have half the books that are remaining. I think there's 27 of them. You can have half the books that are left. On the understanding that anything that sells after this date, I keep all of it. And he said that's fine. So it worked out well in the end. Then the second example, when I put like the consignment had finished or the deal had finished because the customer wanted some stuff back, she contacted me and said, I'm thinking of doing a car boot sale, so can I have X, Y and Z back? It's like 5 items or 6 items. I said you can have 5 of them back, but one of them, which was coffee, sugar and tea pots, generic, no makers marks, I'd given them to the charity shop because I'd had them listed for ages and they'd not had a single view on eBay. Because they're a generic thing, no one showed any interest, so I gave them away. The other one was plates. So I think in the spreadsheet it says not sold yet or something like that. But again, they were generic plastic picnic plates, no makers marks. So again, they were just given away because they weren't selling, no views, etc. She wasn't happy, which I fully understand. That's all on me. I should never have just given them away. So the takeaway for me is, number one, explain, be upfront and say, I'm gonna never go less than 60-40. I've seen people talking to people where they're like giving stuff away and someone will say, well no, I'll give part of the profit. Is 20% okay? So they get 20% of the profits, the person that's given them the items, and they're happy with it. So don't go less than 60-40. You've got to clean them up in a lot of cases, take photos, list them, all the rest of it, deal with inquiries. The second thing is explain to them, if it's not selling, if it's not going anywhere, do they want them back or do they want them to be donated? What do they want to do with them? You've got to have a full understanding. So yeah, that's my view on consignments. So they are good because there's no upfront costs. The people have got to trust you, obviously. Some people, you could even say to people, look, I'm gonna send you the listings so you can see what I'm selling them for. But the majority of people are just going to trust what you say and go with it. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed that mini series. Mention in the comments down below if you want to see more of this kind of stuff, and I'll see you on the next one. Ta-da!